Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, we is live right now, live from the village right now. It is 5 minutes past 8 p.m. right now. It is the 28th of November, 2023 right now. It is TV Tuesday right now. It is the beginning of the end right now. X-Files Season 5. This is going to be the last season of the X-Files that we watch on live. Then at the end of this will be the last of the TV Tuesdays. And when we go down to one stream per week. So we are at the beginning of the end right now with X-Files Season 5. Also, I feel like X-Files Season 5 is a good place to wrap it up because apparently after this is where the movie is set. So it'd be a good place to stop. And who knows, maybe we'll watch the movie on one of the movie nights because we're still going to want to be doing the movie nights after we go down to one a week. So we might watch one of the movies back there. Maybe even both of the movies by then. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I am watching this on the Disney Plus network. If you have Disney Plus, then get it ready on 0. If you have this on Blu-ray or DVD or VHS or any other format, get it ready on 0. But if you don't got it and you don't want to get it, it's all good. You can still come along and have some fun. But this is the X-Files Season 5, Episode 1. It's called Redux. Afterwards, it's Redux 2. And after that, The Unusual Suspects, Episode 3. But for now, let me switch over to this screen and just chat to y'all for a little bit. So, what a day, man. You know, I ran 5 kilometers today. Well, a little over 5 kilometers actually. But I ran 5 kilometers and it was my fastest ever 5K. I ran today 5K in 25 minutes and 16 seconds. That's pretty fast for me. Like, I ain't know about you. Hold on a sec. I just gotta. Okay, so I can check that some other time. I ain't know about you, but for me, that's pretty fast. Like 5,000 kilometers. It's about 3.1. Well, it is 3.1 miles. But I did it in 25 minutes, and where's it gone? Where's it gone? 25 minutes and 16 seconds, yeah. I was just checking out, I got that right. 25 minutes and 16 seconds for 5K, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Yo, what up, Sam? See you next in the Olympics. Hey, you just might. But you know what? If I wanted to train for the Olympics, I probably should have started about 25 years ago. I think I'm about 25, maybe 30 years too late to be training for the Olympics. But you never know, right? You never know. I mean, stranger things have happened, and let's be honest. I mean, the way Britain be running sometimes the Olympics. Maybe they do need some old amateurs to take over. I keyed. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased with that run. I don't when I go jogging, I typically don't try to be fast because that's not really my goal. But you've got like the air piece, when you're running, because it's tracking your runs, and it tells you how far. It does say how fast you're going as well. And I kind of noticed that I ran the first mile relatively quickly and the second mile relatively quickly as well. And you know, at that point, you're kind of thinking, maybe I can do this. maybe I could. Maybe I could actually do this. So for the third mile, I did kind of start pushing it a bit, stepping up a little bit, and yeah, ended up doing 25 minutes and 16 seconds for 5K. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that. Who knows? Maybe eventually I'll get it under 25 minutes, but baby steps, man, baby steps. Could have old man running Olympics. So you know what? They should do that actually, old man Olympics. I would definitely be up for that. I don't know if I want to do running though. Like if I had to pick a sport to do in the Olympics, I'd probably go with something like wrestling. Because I don't wrestle. I've never wrestled. But I have watched a lot of wrestling in the past, right? I used to watch a lot of WWE, right? And occasionally I still kind of do. So I feel like based on that, I could probably wrestle with no training, just been watching, just years of watching WWE. I feel like that's given me enough of what's the word I'm looking for? Enough of an expertise to be able to wrestle in the Old Man Olympics. So yeah, if they ever did an Old Man Olympics, I'd want to do that, but I'd want to wrestle in the Old Man Olympics. And maybe I'll take some lessons just to kind of, you know, give myself a little bit more of an edge, because I'm sure everybody watches WWE, right? So I'll maybe take a few lessons to give myself an edge. But yeah, that's what I'd want to do. Appreciate you, Sam. Appreciate you. How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream on this Tuesday evening. Everything's really though. You're very old. Your heart might give out. Well, that's what the running's for, to keep my heart going as long as possible. Or actually, maybe the running might give me an edge as well, because if you got like a bunch of old guys that never do any cardio, all I might have to do is just like wait them out. You know what I mean? Like let them throw a few punches, and they'll be like all out of breath and stuff, and I can just win by default. So I think the running I'm doing might help me in the wrestling. I'm just saying, that's good thinking. That's good thinking. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm one of those guys. The 80 plus. I'll take on 80 plus. I don't care. I'll take on 80-plus-year-old women. I don't care. I'll smack an 8-year-old woman. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I actually wouldn't. You know what though? Speaking of old women, right? I feel like I've realized maybe a couple of months back, maybe a month or so back, I think I've realized one of my weaknesses, and that's old women. I feel like old women are one of my weaknesses, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Because like I was in Acosta, this is maybe about 2 months ago, I think. I can't remember exactly when. It was a little while ago. I was in Acosta, and I went in just to get myself a coffee, right? That's what I wanted to do, just to get a coffee. I wasn't trying to spend too much money, but I figured, you know, I'm in the area, let me get a coffee and then, you know, duck out. And Costa's quite expensive, I know, but, you know, every now and then it's like, you know what, let me just get a coffee from Costa. Cool. Well, I go in there and I'm walking to the counter. And near enough to right away, like maybe within like 20-30 seconds of me walking into the shop, there's this lady asking me to buy her a sandwich, buy her some food. And it was kind of clear to me, or at least from what I could see, of course, who knows, people con you in the worst, in the best ways possible, so who knows for sure, right? But at least it seemed to me in the moment that, you know, she was somebody who was maybe struggling a bit with money. She didn't really speak English very well, so it was very much like, you know, please, fool, please, fool, kind of like that. And it was like one of those things where it's like I didn't want to do it because, like I said, I didn't want to spend too much money. But at the same time, it's difficult. I feel like when I see people, like especially like older women, when they're struggling like that, it's difficult for me to tell them now. So eventually, I was like, okay, you know, I was kind of, all right, I'll get you something. And it kind of went a bit awkward because initially she was asking for like a roll or something like that. And so I was like, okay, a roll. Just get can we get a roll? And then when the lady was like going to pick up the roll, the lady behind the counter, the staff member was going to pick up the roll. The older lady was like, oh, and bacon, like that. Add bacon to it. And at that point, it's kind of like, oh, man, I've already said yes, and you know, you're kind of taking a piss now, really. But flipping hell, man, I can't let an old lady starve. You know what I mean? I can't let an old lady starve. And then, you know, she's going to heat it up, and then she said something like, oh, and a tea, and a tea as well. And it's like, okay, fine. But yeah, I feel like old ladies are my weakness. Like it's difficult for me to say no to an older lady, especially if they appear to be struggling and that kind of thing. I don't know. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, old ladies are my weakness. Ended up spending way more money than I intended to, but well, hopefully she's got a meal out of it. But the ball's now for real, man, for real. I guess I'm just glad you just stopped at the tea. Really, she just stopped at the tea. She was gonna be like, yeah, and a cake. Oh yeah, and a couple of those biscuits. Matter of fact, let me get 3 of these things, take home for the family. And I was like, oh jeez. Yeah, lucky she stopped at the tea. But it's one of these things where it's like, to me it looked like she was struggling. Like that's how it looked to me, like she was genuinely struggling. But of course you don't really know, right? I mean, she could be putting it on, she could be faking it. You never really know. But it's like, it's that thing where it's like, if I walk away and she really was struggling, then I've left somebody to struggle like that, and that's yeah. And the thing the other week, it didn't give in. Oh, you cold-hearted. Cold-hearted. Yo, what up, Lil Jakes? Lil Jakes in the place. How is your day going? How's your day been? We're just talking about weaknesses, by the way, Little Jacob. I was saying that I feel like one of my weaknesses is older ladies, especially older ladies that appear to be struggling and hungry and things like that. So, you know, anytime like an older ladies ask me for money, like I've turned down plenty of people when it comes to asking for money. Not that I never ever give, of course. You know, you do give when you can, but there's plenty of people I'll turn down and feel no way about it. But for some reason, when it comes to older ladies, when they're asking for money and they appear to be struggling, it's like it's just difficult for me to be like, it's yeah. So like that's my weakness. That's my weakness. If you want to get anything out of me, ask an old lady, get an old lady to come ask me. Get an old lady to dress up real poor and come ask me, and you'll probably get it. So so yeah, do you have any weaknesses like that, Little Jakes? He can't resist. Guilt. What was that? Oh no, you know what? I ain't even like that. I mean, you're going into some that I was not talking about that, Jacob. Your mind went straight to the gutter. Like your mind went straight to the dark side. I was not talking about that. I was not talking about that at all, mate. You went straight to the gutter. You went straight to the dark side. Take my mind out again, for real, man. All the way out. Jacob just went deep diving right into the gutter, just like, and then you. Nah, but for real, I was just, I was just talking about like people just appearing like they need help, like it's, and especially when it comes to older ladies, it's difficult for me to like turn that down. I don't know why, but yeah, it's difficult for me to turn down old ladies when they need help. I was in the line for the bus. I was in the front of this older lady once in the same bus. Sat down. You could tell she had mobility issues. The driver was letting us on. I was about to say, do you want to until she attempted to push in, and then I was like, nope, not doing it. I got on this. Oh, well, she was, yeah, one of them ones. Yeah, she was being a bit rude, I guess. It was like, nah, I ain't trying to help you then. If you're gonna be rude about it, you stand. I don't know how to walk past homeless people. I have to give a donation. Really good. Yeah, I mean, homeless people, like I do try to. I mean, if I don't carry a lot of cash around with me, so a lot of times I'm usually walking past still. You know what I try to avoid doing though? Like, I don't know if you do this as well, we'll see, but you know, if you're walking past a homeless person, even if I can't give them anything, I try to avoid doing that thing where you pretend you don't see them. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see people walk past a homeless guy and they just pretend they didn't see them? I try to avoid doing that. Like, I will say that if I've walked past the guy most times, well, not most, but certainly a few times, more than a few times, I try to make eye contact and say, be like, sorry, I don't have anything. You know, but I don't like the idea of like pretending that I didn't see them and walking past. Like, that feels wrong to me. You know what I mean? That just feels wrong to me. So I try not to do that. Not to say that I've never done that. Not to say that I've never done that, or that I'll never ever do it again. You know, but I do try to avoid doing that. You know, and because it just feels wrong to me to kind of pretend like you didn't see them and, you know, act like they weren't there, because it's tough for a lot of people. You know, and but yeah, the truth is I don't always carry a lot of cash around with me, so I don't always have something to give. And another thing I don't do as well, and this is more down to a personal experience I had, I try to avoid, because if I do have money on me, I'm going to keep it in my wallet, right? And I don't open my wallet in front of people, you know, like, so if I do give, I'd either, if I've seen them in the distance, I might get the money ready to give to them. I take it out of my wallet and, you know, give it to them. Or if I haven't seen them, and if I like genuinely haven't seen them and I've kind of seen them as I'm getting closer, I might walk past, then take my wallet out, take some money out and go back and give it to them. But yeah, like opening your wallet in front of people, that's something that I end up learning the hard way as a thing to avoid doing. But yeah, a lot of times I just don't have cash, so it's just yeah. Thanks. The same, I try to always acknowledge them. I don't give to homeless because most of them are pretending to be homeless. I could believe that for Hull, actually, because housing is cheap in Hull. Like, you'd have to be pretending to be homeless. I mean, come on, man. Housing is so cheap in Hull. Like, come on, come on. I can believe that for Hull. You have no excuses. London's a bit different. London's so expensive. I mean, here's the thing about homelessness in London. You might know this, Jacob, actually, but when a person says that they're homeless, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have a house. Like, to be homeless could just mean that they don't have a permanent place of residence. Like, sometimes they might be staying with a friend, like sleeping on the couch, or, you know, something like that, or going to like different places, just like maybe sleeping in here, there. They don't have a permanent place of residence. So it's not so much like they literally have no house, which, by the way, is part of it. But yeah, it could also mean that they just don't necessarily have a permanent place of residence, and that would count as homeless. But yeah, man, like the housing crisis is mad, and the housing expense. What's what I'm looking for? Housing market is mad in London. So yeah. Oof. All right, let's get this show on the road. Actually, beginning of the end, season 5, episode 1. Hopefully, y'all ready on 0. And I'll get this ready on 0 for myself too. Over there. Come over here. Put this on my hair. And now we're back to the countdown. So if you're ready, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. And then 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah, Mulder is dead. Ooh, he's not dead. I know he comes back in like season 8 or whatever. It's a bit loud in my ears. I prefer to get food or drink. I don't. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So just in case, let me choose it. I don't like the stereotype, but some of them tend to use donations for drugs. No, that happens. That's the thing. You can tell if they are homeless or not by their shoes and look too clean. Yeah, some people looking at their shoes like, you ain't homeless. You got better shoes than me. Give me your shoes. Give me your shoes and I'll give you some money. Sam drives a hard bargain. you know, medic. What's a drug you use? Do you pretend to be homeless? Jacob, see them all the time. It's probably a better word. Exactly. Panhandle to earn money for drugs in central London, yeah. You know what though? I mean, that's true that there is a drug problem with homelessness. Within home, well, there's drug problems anyway, right? And because of that, like you say, I tend to try to give things like food rather than money. But I would say this though, I have changed my opinion on certain things when it comes to that. Because like, even if they did use it for drugs or some other whatever thing, for me it's kind of like, you know what? So what? If I've given somebody something in good faith and they've done something dumb with it, that's on them. You know what I mean? That's on them. You do something to help somebody, and if they don't take that help, or if they use it to mess up or whatever, and that goes the same with whether they're homeless or not. Even if you like just helping out a friend, you know, like there's things you might do to help a friend, they might misuse it, or they might. It's like, you know what, you've done something in good faith, and if they screwed it up, you know, that's not on you. So yeah, it is probably better to give food, but yeah, I don't feel bad about giving cash. I suppose if I do give cash, it's probably something like £1. I'm not giving like big bucks, and I ain't got money like that. Might be like £1 or something. I can't suppose someone's right over it. Sorry. Alright, I agree. It's up to them. Oh, it's giving good faith. You need to out in your cases within the house. How long you can. There we go. That's from the fake. Yeah, what's the difference between the real homeless and the fake homeless in Hull? Apart from the shoes, I guess. Apart from the shoes, what else do you use to be sure? Because the thing is, they might be like newly homeless if they got clean shoes. You know what I mean? Like they might have only like just lost their house in the last maybe few days, if their shoes are still clean. Well, yeah, or it might be that they're not necessarily like homeless. They might be the homeless where they just don't have a permanent place of residence. So it could be that they might be able to stay on somebody's couch where they let them clean their clothes and clean their shoes, but they don't really have a home like that, you know? Like they don't have an actual a permanent residential place. Or that could just be a clean homeless person, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're homeless don't mean you got to be dirty. You can still be clean and be homeless. Like, there's places you can go, like shelters and stuff like that, help you get cleaned up. So yeah, I feel like the shoes. I feel like you got to go with more than just the shoes. You got to go with more than just the shoes. There's got to be something else. The shoes is like maybe points in one direction, but I feel like you got to have a few more things to be really, really sure. Oh wait, is she gonna? Yo, what up? Brax Spivin, a place to bivin. Man, it was alright. Didn't do Black Friday though. Nah, it's all good. Probably for the best. So wait, did seems like Scully might have known that Mulder was alive. Fake homeless person looks clean, wears decent clothes, wraps himself up in clean beddings, and they have a cup ready for you to put money in. A real homeless person looks a lot more rough. Those I'll give money to. Okay, so if I was like just became homeless like yesterday, like I literally just became homeless yesterday, so my clothes are still clean, you'd be like, nah, I don't trust it. Let me come back. Let me come back in 2 weeks, see if you're still here. Yeah, Sam be doing the white glove test on homeless people. You know the white glove test, when you put on a white glove and you run your finger down, you look at it, nah, you're too clean. You're too clean. See, too regular, you know, we're not homeless. Not to go with my mother down with shopping at Dave, change their minds and go. Yeah, I mean, so it's just a crowd and stuff, and the savings might not always be worth it. So, especially if you've got to deal with like madness and. Yeah. Scully lied. Yeah, there used to be a homeless guy that I'd see on the way to work when I was working at some place. It's just from this, I know. But yeah, there used to be this homeless guy that I'd see when I was working at this place. I see him at the train station, and I'll stop and talk to him on a pretty regular basis. And he told me that one of the ways in which you can maybe spot the drug dealers, or not drug dealers, so the drug addicts, excuse me. One of the ways you can spot the drug addicts compared to people who are genuinely homeless is that drug addicts tend to beg more. As in, like, a lot of times you see homeless people, they're not actually asking for money, or they might have a sign that says please give, but they generally don't approach you, right? Whereas somebody who is a drug addict might be a bit more forward and approach you and maybe be a bit more persistent with trying to get money out of you. And when he told me that, like, that just kind of made sense to me, because I've had that kind of experience with people who would come to you and be like, oh yeah, can you give me some money? And I'd be really kind of like persistent with it, you know. I need some money for food. I need some money, yeah, for food. You know, like kind of like that. Whereas a lot of times, you know, you walk in down the street and, you know, you might see a homeless guy at the train station or somewhere or whatever, and then at most they'll have a sign and a cup or whatever out, but they won't actually ask you for anything. You know, they won't actually approach you. So, of course, it's not a hard and fast rule. Of course, there's going to be different people in different situations, and depending on how desperate you are, but yeah, that's what he told me as one of the ways in which you can generally tell the difference between somebody who is maybe a drug addict, you know, and somebody who's homeless. And, well, not that a homeless person can't be a drug addict, of course, you know. What's she gonna tell him? Yeah, you know, I'd agree with that. No one should be homeless, but one of the things that lockdown showed me, and I guess it's something that I kind of knew before, but you know, it really kind of highlighted this to me, is how close a lot of us are to homelessness without really realizing. You know, like anything can happen that's so outside of your control that can lead to that's going wrong, that happen going wrong, this, now you're losing money and now you don't have a home, you know. And it might not necessarily be something you've done, it might not be something that's even your fault, you know, but I feel like a lot of us are like maybe only a few steps away from homelessness at any one time, and for the most part we don't even realize it. You know, like when lockdown happened and when I started losing money and I had to give up my apartment, for me I was lucky because I had money saved up, right? I had savings, and I had a place to go to, right? But a lot of people just don't have that. Like a lot of people, you know, you don't have savings, you don't always have a place to go to. A lot of people are living that kind of paycheck to paycheck, and then something like that happens and it's kind of gone. So yeah, nobody should be homeless, but I felt like that showed me that it's not necessary, you know, because you kind of hear the thing about, oh, they're just lazy, oh, they're just this, oh, they're just that, and I kind of feel like, yeah, there's going to be that as a thing that's going to happen. There's going to be the people who are just lazy or whatever, but then there's a lot of people who just, whether it's through no fault of their own, through whether it's one mistake or whether, you know, somebody did something that led to this thing, you know, just like 1-2 things went wrong and it's like boom, everything gone, you know. True. Also seems funny how they can put a roof over their heads in the heat of the pandemic, but back on the streets again, you know, as in back to normal, so they can do something. They just don't. Oh, okay? I think you meant like sort of how the government can help. Oh no, for sure, yeah, for sure. Like there's so much the government can do to end homelessness, or certainly severely reduce it, but they don't. You know, they don't. Like, yo, what up, Jakes? You know, like you can build housing. Man, I think you need to build housing. Like, there's a lot of houses available. Like, you can convert those into shelters. I feel like places like HSBC Bank help, where they don't require you to have an address to set up an account, and because a lot of jobs now require you to have a bank account so you can get a job, they would set up a bank account for you even if you don't have an address. So that helps, I think, with some of it. But yeah, there's so much the government can do, and quite frankly, it shouldn't be down to a private bank to solve that problem. It's good that they're doing something. I'm saying they shouldn't, but it shouldn't be down to them. I think it's possible to solve the homeless problem. You can put them in hostels. They can do it. They just don't. Yeah. Plus, the shelters that do exist, from my understanding, are severely underfunded. So it's, again, that's like the ones that do exist need help that they're not getting, and they could easily build more that they don't. I know there's like other shops as well, like some restaurants do things where, and you know, some like sort of community centers would do things where they'll organize like like a soup kitchen or some kind of like food bank drive to help to give to homeless people. And again, that's great that these things happen, but it shouldn't have to come down to that. Like, there's so much the government can do and they just don't do it. So there are things that people are doing to help, which is great, but bruh. It could either be solved, or at least you could reduce it down to, like, I don't know, 99 by 99% or something. There's a lot that can be done that isn't being done. When it's the festive season, people become charitable, but what about the rest of the year? Indeed. Indeed. Everybody's nice now. Christmas is coming. January 1st. Nobody cares. Then having that address would mean they could claim benefits. Get them back on your feet. Yeah. Have an address. Have a place where maybe they can use a phone, use the internet, things like that. Maybe maybe use benefits to help with certain things, and then you look for a job. Like the guy that I used to see, the homeless guy that I used to see at the train station, last conversation I had with him, he was telling me that he had an interview for a job. I can't remember what he said the job was. I think something to do with like washing something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was telling me he had an interview for a job. And that is literally the last conversation I had with him. Never saw him after that. So I hope that means he got the job and he was able to get himself back up. So he's just telling more about all these like conspiracy theories and you ain't from Ireland. We're going over there in Dublin. It was lit after those stabbings. I'm not from Ireland. I'm not sure I heard about what's happening in Ireland, so apparently some stabbings going on. That's not nice. That's terrible. So many people become altruistic. Yeah, December 31st, everybody's happy. January 1st, everybody's mad. Well, you know, not quite, but more lies. I gave this homeless guy money on my way to work, and he actually waited for me the following day, expecting me to give him money again. I'm like, bro, I understand you're homeless, but I'll help you from time to time, but not every day. Oh, this guy's in trouble. Oh, he's in big trouble. Plays in Austria. Oh, this year, Christmas is a struggle as is. Yeah, that's the thing with when it comes to helping people, though, because it's like, especially when it's somebody who you might see every day or nearly every day, because whether it's at the train station or whatever, you might see them. Yeah, they're kind of like on your route to a place, so you're gonna see them regular, right? So it's like you give them some money once, and then they might remember you because maybe not everybody does give them money. So the next time they see you, they're kind of hoping that you'll give it again. But it's like, yeah, we're all struggling. We might not be homeless, but we're not exactly, you know, we're not necessarily like just loaded either. So it can be difficult when you still got bills to pay, you still got this to take care of, you got that to do, this to do, that to do, this to do, that to do, this to do. And there's a point where you have to say, you know, I'm sorry, but that's what I can do for now. They said Mo to kill himself. Ooh, they're telling the smoking man lies. Well, he might not know it's a lie. I don't think Smoking Man believes he's dead, though. Smoking Man knows too much. Many people got stabbed. I think it was a Middle Eastern guy who went after some white folks. Caused multiple riots and blatant racial slurs. Oh wait, I think I did hear something like that actually. Got to do my bit, but obviously I haven't got a bottomless pit on the funds. Can't solve the homeless problem single-handedly. Yeah, you can, little Jacob. You just got to do a few more missions. You got to do a few more missions for what's his name? Vladimir? No, that's not it. A few more missions for Slavic. Oh, I'm trying to make a GTA 4 reference, by the way. I'm forgetting the dude's name. Got to do a few more missions for the Lost and the Damned. That was GTA 4, right? I think that's the expansion, wasn't it? A few more missions for Gay Tony. Oh, apparently GTA 6 is was that announced actually? I saw something about GTA 6 is going to be officially announced at some day, but I'm not sure if that's already happened or if it's still to happen. But they officially announced GTA 6 yet? Yeah, that's what I read on it. Well, I do try to spare for the less fortunate when I'm feasting on my Christmas feast. I think there's a trailer out. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for that. I haven't heard nothing beyond that. Yeah, I haven't paid a lot of attention to it, but I did hear they were supposed to announce it, but I guess they put out a trailer or something. So yeah, try and look for that at some point. See Wagwan with that. Food shop is expensive, gas and electric is expensive again. Not to mention other bills. Elliot is having to do overtime, so he can do Christmas, and to get Elliot something, I'm having to lend off L. It's a struggle. No, indeed. Indeed, and that's the thing, like, some of us don't necessarily look like we're struggling. That don't mean we ain't struggling. I get, like, compared to somebody who has no home and, you know, what we have is like luxury. I get that. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you've got loads of money to give. Like, just because you're doing better than somebody else doesn't mean you're doing well. You know? So yeah, no, I get it, man. I get it. It's been a while in development, yeah, for sure. Like ages, I think, like. But they've been delaying it for a long time too, because, you know, they've been making bare money on that GTA Online. Doing overtime as well as they got a decent room. Everything in my life depends on it. Ooh. I literally am sacrificing my off days off. What you gotta do. Indeed, man. You do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. Yeah, Scotty's laid into a boss. Skinner knows she's lying. She knows he's lying. Checkmate. Or was it stalemate? I don't know, one of them. If you know big guy game, free to put hands on the record over anything called hijack. You came on stage interrupting performance. No, I didn't hear about that. But yeah, I know Big Eddie Kane. Yeah, the truth. Mr. Sue's live stream, was it eventful? Well, bruh. Don't know if I should even answer that question. Well, some person behaved himself yesterday. Well, really not sure if I should answer that question, mate. What exactly misbehaved? Not going there, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll tell the story. I feel like I'm not sure I want to do it today, to be honest with you. You know, maybe not today. Fellas, it's probably a bit too soon. But maybe one day I'll tell you. Well, Sam already knows. Sam was there. But yeah, maybe one day I'll tell you guys the story. But I think now it just feels a little bit too soon. So yeah, let me leave it for a little while. That's gave me a hard time. I'm cracking up laughing right now. Well, I tell you what though, if you've got a spare, was it 3 hours? I can't remember, was it 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours or something like that? Yeah, you can watch last night's stream. It's available on the channel. I mean, I don't actually recommend you do, by the way. To be honest, even if you've got this time, I really don't recommend that you do. I really don't recommend that you do, but yeah, I feel like I want to leave it alone for now. But if you want to, that video is is available. But boy, I would not recommend it. And if you do it, at your own risk. Save this many off. Ain't saying anymore. Oof. Watch it throw off. Well. Give me all the time. Yeah. That's my shit. Well, hopefully, and well, I guess everything waits to be seen, but hopefully it's the end of it. And yeah, I'll just leave that there for now. That's it. Yeah. Hey. You live and learn. Yeah, that happens. Michael Lee Jr. Critchcow. Scully. First, to be major. Anyway, let's leave the subject alone. Yeah. Speaking of piss, actually, we actually were talking about that as well yesterday, and Alan wasn't here to join in on that conversation. Kind of feels like a shame, really. Oh well. Oh well. Let's be clear, just in case. Can I clear chat? Actually, don't know, you know. Actually, I mean, I can, but not like in one fell swoop. I think the only way I can do it is if I go individually one by one, which I'm not going to do that. I don't know, maybe there's I'm sure there's a way to do it, but no, I don't think I know that way. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, nah. Ain't look like I can, at least not in the easy way anyway. Scully. Edging closer and closer to the truth. That's all I thought it would be easy to clear, don't worry. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that I don't have that option, actually, to be honest with you. Like, it feels like it... Alright, no, that's for something else. It feels like the type of option you should have, right? But, yeah, apparently not. But I imagine there is a way to do it. Like, maybe I need to type in some kind of code or something, but, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so good. Ain't Backstab 1990 on your movie watch list? I don't think so. What's Backstab about? Is that like a gay porno or something? What's that about? Is Brax recommending me gay porn movies? I mean, each their own, you know. I'm not here to judge nobody. You know, if that's what you into, like, I'm not here to judge. I ain't seen it in years. It's a drama, suspense, mystery film. Okay. So they're making gay porns with drama, suspense, and mystery in them. Alright, cool, cool. You know, I mean, I guess you gotta have drama, suspense, and mystery in these movies. I mean, why not, right? Some people watch them for the stories, so. There come a point in the season when the Scully encounters incontrovertible proof of extraterrestrial life. I think there has been stuff like that already. Like that time when they grew old. And they both saw each other growing old, and then all of a sudden they're young again. It's like, really? We'll finally convince her not to be a skeptic. Oh, is she gonna give up Skinner? Oh, she's gonna do it. She's gonna give up Skinner. She's gonna give up Skinner. Oh, she'd be bleeding though. No. Damn it. Damn it. Fainted too soon. Fainted too soon. I mean, when I watched X-Files the first time around, I think I watched, I don't really remember exactly what I watched it up to. I think it was somewhere around season 3 or 4. Then after that, I feel like I maybe drifted in and out of it a lot, like I didn't watch it very consistently after that. So like my memory on what happens is very, very like blah. This is all a long time ago now anyway. So I don't know if there does come a time where Scully definitely does believe in aliens, but I know there's been stuff that's happened where it's like, yo, you've seen proof, and you're still skeptical. So I mean, there's 11 seasons of this thing, so it's like a couple of them in 2 movies, so yeah, it might happen eventually. All in all, an interesting film. What does to be continued? What's gay wanted to do with it? Got to ask that question from that. You can interview. Who is gay? Who is gay? Are you gay? No, I was just joking around because the movie's called Backstab. It sounded like a gay porn movie. That's what it was. It sounded like if you call a movie Backstab, I'm like, was that a gay porn movie? Like, you know. Of course, it could be about betrayal. You know, it's a thing too. All right, then that was Redux. Seemed like Scully was about to throw Skinner to the walls, but fainted just before that happened. So now we're gonna see Redux 2. So what happens there? We'll start in a moment though. Let me just get it ready on 0 for now. So yeah, get it ready on 0. We'll start it in a couple of minutes maybe. Examples and the Skulls. I'll see how many seasons the Skulls has. You know, like there is intelligent lives like this. I mean, all that is possible, right? You know, I mean, I do believe that there are other intelligent life forms. I use air quotes because it's debatable whether we're intelligent, right? But I do believe there are other life forms out there that have some kind of intelligence, that have societies and cultures and, you know, that whole thing. Whether or not they've been to Earth, of course, is highly debatable, because when you think about the vastness of space and how many planets and solar systems and galaxies are out there, if there is any kind of life form, the chances of them coming here is like extremely slim. You know what I mean? It's extremely slim. It's not impossible, but it's extremely slim compared to the vastness and just the copious amounts of like planets and solar systems and galaxies. Like they could live their entire existence and never have visited, you know, Earth. They could have been to every other planet and still have come nowhere near Earth, because that's how massive, you know, the universe and space and everything is, right? Like, and apparently they say it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. Like they say that's just constantly expanding, and new stars are being born, new planets are being made, like all the time. So if there are aliens out there that are traveling galaxies, it's like it could be possible they just never come here, because the chance of them coming here is extremely slim. So yeah, I do think that just based on how big everything is, I think it's I feel like it's likely there are other intelligent life forms, but I struggle with that they've come to Earth, because it's like, it's certainly not impossible, but it does feel very unlikely. And who's to say that their technology is more advanced than ours? You know, they might be maybe advanced in some areas, but maybe less advanced in other areas. You know, we wouldn't know, right? We just wouldn't know. So yeah, I think it's possible, but I don't know if they've come to Earth or not. I mean, maybe. Do they live amongst us? Well, maybe I'm an alien. Maybe I'm just saying what I'm saying till I throw you off the track. Well, I know the Skulls is like some secret society type ish. What's that, a TV show? Jake, assuming we are intelligent, right? We are the only evidence kind of arrogant. And that's so true. So I'll take it. I mean, let me not say nothing. Let me not say nothing. You know, if I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that, Sam. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, you know, if a fat guy tells you you're really fit, you know. Just saying. Just saying. Any peppers were fruit. That is true, actually. That is true. I can't argue that. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? So yesterday, yeah, before we start the next episode of the X-Files, just remember this. And I've got up my desk here as well. You might be able to see it, because I think it might be too much light. But this is a packet of Kit Kats. Or it was. I ate it. But I don't know if you could see, it might be too small and too much light in a way. But yesterday, I was saying that a Kit Kat, like 4 Kit Kat fingers, is a total of around 800 calories, right? And then, you know, we're looking online, and I was thinking, wait a minute, maybe I read that wrong. So I have a packet of Kit Kat right here. And here's the thing. This is what it says. This is what it says on the back of Kit Kat thing. It says, per bar, 209 calories, right? Per bar, 209 calories. But here's the thing, and this is where I think where I misunderstood what it meant. I thought per bar meant like per finger, because you know you get 4 fingers in the pack. So I thought it meant each finger is 1 bar. And that's why I was like, yes, over 800 calories. They mean per bar as in the whole thing. This whole packet is 1 bar. And that's what it meant when it says per bar. So that per bar is kind of confusing, to be honest with you. So yeah, they put per bar, but it really meant per entire, like this whole one thing is 1 bar, not the individual fingers is each 1 bar. So yeah, that's where I misunderstood what it meant. No, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Well. So the recommend, I mean, it varies from individual to individual, but on average, it's around 2,000 calories for an adult woman and around 2,500 for an adult male. But you might need more or less depending on like your physical health, depending on your if you have any medical conditions, depending on your activity level, depending on this other things. So yeah, it does vary. You can figure out what you need. It's not particularly difficult to figure out how many calories you need for yourself, and of course depending if you're trying to lose weight and this, that, and third. But yeah, for your average healthy adult, 2,500 for a male, and around 2,000 for adult female. So I know stuff. I know stuff. Could dispute that. 2,100, cool. But yeah, you might need more or less depending on specific dietary requirements and, you know, other various other things. And of course, the biggest thing is going to be like your activity level. Like if you're not very active, you probably want to reduce the amount of calories you eat, because it could have an adverse effect on you if you're eating too much and not exercising enough. Haze is more useful than Siri. You done know, see? He done knows. See, Jacob knows what's up. I'm gonna give Jacob a raise. Jacob's gonna get a 50% raise for that. None of you else get none of you get nothing from me. Jacob, you get a 50% raise on your current yearly income that I'm currently giving you. So whatever I'm currently giving you, add 50% to that, and I'm gonna give you. Have to accept. Yeah. See, Jacob knows what's up. Alright, let's get this next episode started. Hopefully you're ready on 0. And in 3, 2, 1, play. But yeah, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie though. Like that's actually a. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but yeah, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's just a movie that sets during Christmas. Well, it actually gets me into a festive mood, honestly. Well, I could see how that is. I could see how that is. I mean, ultimately, it's a movie about a guy trying to get home to see his family and ends up having to kill a terrorist. You know, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I feel like a lot of people relate to that, you know, when you're trying to get home, but then it's like, you know, you end up going to like the pool hall and hang out with the boys over there till like 3 in the morning. Those Christmassy and the Home Alone movies. Mola causing a ruckus. A Christmas Carol is my favorite Christmas movie. That's the one with Scrooge, right? I'll be coming back to my crib around 3 a.m. Yeah, breakfast set up at 3 a.m. Where you been? Black and white, old classic. It was like that's one with like the Ghost of Christmas Past and the Ghost of Christmas Present. Was it Ghost of Christmas Future? Mulder needs to calm down. Can't beat Scrooge for a Christmas movie for me. So here's an interesting fact about the phrase "bah humbug." So the word humbug, right, actually means to fake sincerity, right? So if you believe somebody is pretending to be sincere, you would say that's called humbug. And then bah, right? That's kind of like an expression, you know, like you might. It's not really a word. It's more like just an expression, like ah or you know, like bah. So it's like bah humbug. So when he was saying that bah humbug, what he's really saying is, I don't believe that you are being genuine in your love of Christmas. Yeah, they can do all they getting wasted. They want to. Yeah, but if you're going home at 3 a.m. though, I mean, what are you doing till 3 a.m.? If you're just leaving at 3 a.m., you're just watching them get wasted. Most overrated Christmas movie. Ooh, I'm gonna have to think about that one. Am I trying to put Siri out of a job? Well, people tell me they like my voice, so why not? What's it called again? No, only Christmas movie. It was Jingle All the Way. Most overrated Christmas movie. Oof. I'm not too sure, you know. To be honest, I guess I haven't seen many, and the ones I have seen, I feel like are pretty, you know, decent films. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'd go with that. These ones that come into mind, I feel like pretty decent movies. Mulder killed a man. Yeah, he did, you know, oh wait, the Grinch for me. Everyone loves him. I don't get it. The Grinch. Oh, the Grinch Stole Christmas. Oh yeah. That was alright. Nothing. Yeah, Grinch was unwatchable. Don't have a bad verse. Okay, Sony. Not even for Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way when he's trying to get like toy for his kid or something. He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch. This guy's got missing teeth. Oh no, Jacob, you shush. I remember back in the day before we had so much options, we only had 4 channels to watch. Oh yeah, mate, I could actually remember when we had 3 channels. I mean, I remember it very kind of briefly, vaguely rather, but yeah. James Bond reruns. Yeah, I remember that. That's Sean Connery and Roger Moore. That to me was like when James Bond was like James Bond, though, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like that Sean Connery, Roger Moore era of James Bond. That's like when James Bond was James Bond. And I never really been a James Bond fan when it comes down to it, but I feel like that Roger Moore, Sean Connery era was like James Bond was James Bond. You know, like they should have just ended it there. They should have just stopped right there. You know, don't get me wrong, Pierce Brosnan was fine, and you know Daniel Craig and all these guys, and you know Timothy Dalton. You know, I ain't got nothing against. They'll find what they do, but I feel like they should just stopped with like Sean Connery, James Bond. They should just stopped there. You know, so witty and charming. Roger Moore's my favorite. I like Roger Moore as well. But to be honest, I feel like I remember liking Roger Moore, but I might have been confusing Roger Moore with Sean Connery because, like I said, I wasn't exactly big into it. I just remember watching some of them on TV and just remember how ridiculous the stories are, and it was all kind of cool back then. But yeah, you're right, Sam. I'd agree. James Bond is kind of boring. Like the thing is, the fact James Bond movies is that once you've seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. You know, because they're kind of the same. You know. Guns, gadgets, girls, and that's it. Yeah, it's guns, gadgets, girls, and even the last one they did was like, it just wasn't that interested for me. But hey, people like him, I guess. What I said. It was live and let die. Don't. But yeah, that old school James Bond though, you like Live and Let Die, Moonraker, you know, Dr. No, The Man with the Golden Gun, like that era of James Bond was peak. You know, that for me was like peak era James Bond. All them movies like that. You Only Live Once. The Spy That was it The Spy That Loved Me? You know, all them ones. That was peak James Bond. Sleep and repeat. Tina Turner, GoldenEye for 007. GoldenEye was dope, yeah. GoldenEye. I never actually saw GoldenEye the movie, you know. Like literally till this day, I've never seen GoldenEye the movie. I've only ever played the game. The game was epic. Is he though? Is he really there as a friend? Can't trust this guy. Subcutaneously. So they put it into Scully's neck is going to reverse the illness. Really? Seems like a stretch, but I guess it works because it's like 6 full seasons after this. Garbage did the world is not enough. Or there was 7 dying of a day, and I did the song Everything or Nothing for Level 7 game. Yeah, I like that song actually, Everything or Nothing. It's a cool song. Roush. Man just said his son died and they have no condolences. Nothing in my phone. That other day. And the walls are nothing. My YouTube playlist. The games, everything or nothing. And the world is not enough. Scully might be realizing there's more to it than science can explain right now. That's Scully's brother. He don't like Fox. he pissed. He mad. Molder. Horizon Zero Dawn, for those who are interested, is currently £9.99 on Steam right now. That is a really good price for that game. That's a real good price. You might even need to consider it. Ooh. It's not your system, Molder. Come on now, you should know better than that. It's a fake. Maybe. No, what's going on here? Smoking Man cement? Nah. Is Smoking Man really Molder's daddy? James on moves like a British institution. Well, that's probably true, you know, actually. For better or worse, they are pretty much a British institution. But it's been some years, I think, since the last James Bond movie. Who's the next James Bond? Is it Tom Hardy? I think I heard. Is that right? Bond movies as British as you get. You know, I think the one thing that can make James Bond movies even more British is if instead of like a shaken martini, he asks for beans on toast. You know what I mean? Like if you went into a bar and said beans on toast, that would be even more British. It might even make the films better actually. Because martini, that's like, who cares, right? But beans on toast? Oh, you're not beating that. King of England's a Bond fan, apparently. That says it all. That might be a reason to not like James Bond, actually. Do you really want to like the same things as the King of England? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't care either. The Aston Martin car because of Bond. That is treacherous. Yeah, King Charles probably walks into a Tesco's trying to buy an Aston Martin. Like, where'd you keep the DB7? I say. Think about it, really. Good, but that could have done a bit better with the graphics. The graphics. Right, here's a question for the gamers right now. What's more important to you in a game? Gameplay or graphics? Like if a game has great gameplay but crappy graphics, can you still enjoy it? Or if a game has crappy gameplay but great graphics, can you still enjoy it? So what's more important to you, gameplay or graphics? So I'm patriotic. I'm so disappointed in you. Yo, what up, Belgian Dan? Right in there with the gameplay. Lil Jake as well. Gameplay all day long. But they can't both be more important. One has to be more important than the other. You know. They're both important for sure, but which one is more important to you? Can't live with your disappointment, Jacob. Epic's only cosmetic. Danny boy. Ayo. Are you a patriot? Yes, sir. Then tell it like you mean it. I'm kidding, right? Oh, Jacob groveling already. Come on now, Jakes. You could do better than that. You can't be groveling, Jakes. You can't be groveling too. No, it's way too soon for that. Way too soon. Matter of fact, you shouldn't be groveling at all. Certainly not now. You can't be groveling already. Come on, Jakes. Be a man. Be a man. I was like that. Okay. That was cool. That's fine. It was the graphics of that time, but They have to do a bit better. Better be careful. Shouldn't cause. No, so again. No, so last time. Yeah, see, for me, I'd agree with you guys that gameplay is more important. Graphics, of course, are still important because you need to be able to see what you're doing, right? But yeah, a game could have amazing graphics if the gameplay isn't there. It's just not working for me. It's just not working for me. Whereas a game could have, say, substandard graphics or basic graphics, but if the gameplay is on point, you can still play it. So if the moment-to-moment gameplay is still enjoyable and still has an impact, then it doesn't matter if the graphics are substandard or maybe a little bit janky. He should kill him anyway. Oh, he knows too much. Oh, is that Dr. Phil with the sniper rifle? Someone else this week, and then take. I remember. Thanks. So great to see you in the chat. I'm not him, Baker. Or am I? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, Dan the man. Dan the man with the wicked plan. And the plot thickens. Indeed. Oh, Scully though. Gillian Anderson should have got paid way more money for this. For X-Files. I don't know what they paid her, but whatever they paid her, it wasn't enough. How's your day going, Danny? How's your day been? Game called Dragon Slayer. The graphics were amazing first time, but the gameplay was pants. I don't remember that game actually. What was that? What was that PC game? Or was that on console? What was that on? I don't think I remember that. So the man behind the smoking man and ain't playing. Okay, did what I needed to do and trained. Awesome. Getting it done, man. Getting it done. That's good to hear. Mini game, if my memory serves correctly. I remember and Atari ST. Can you remember? Yeah, I don't think I remember that game. I mean, I didn't have an Amiga, so that could be part of the reason I don't remember it. But right, this game. This game came out originally in 1984, old school action role-playing game. Molder. And that game was way before your time. Old school. You know what? I just seen the game was released in 1984. I know how old Dan is. I'm not going to say how old Dan is, but I know how old Dan is. So when you say it was before his time, I know why exactly you're saying that. But big up Dan still. Dan be repping. Dan be repping. I might have to look into so I can get actually, because one of the things I want to do for next year oh, they got skin about the balls. As a friend. It's always as a friend. They ain't friends. They are not friends. I love old school games, oh yeah. Test your knowledge. Do you remember that sequel? I'll give you a clue. It was in space. The sequel Dragon Slayer. Yeah, I'm also looking. Yeah, so one of the things I want to do for next year is revive one of my old channels, because I have a channel that's been in a coma for a long time, and I want to revive it. I want to wake it up. I want to wake it from its slumber. And the thing that I want to do with it is concentrate on games that you can get really, really cheap, like £5 or less type cheap. And that would include like indie games, or some really old school games that they just sell for like dirt cheap right now. I don't know if Dragon Slayer be in there, but it might. It might. But yeah, that's something I want to do going into next year. That's one of the reasons why I've been uploading a bunch of stuff from my old channel over here, just giving it a new home. Land of the Dead, both the film and the game are good. I recommend both. So animation in the game could have been better still. Good game though. The Legacy of Elrod. Oh, Space Ace. I don't think XSplit will be worth a pretty penny to collectors. Well, that's probably going to be my channel then. I'm trying to concentrate on games that I can get for less than a £5. If I have to pay some ridiculous amount of money for it, it's like, nah. But I guess it's worth a lot if you talk about like an original cartridge or something. I'll be happy with a download. I'll be happy with a cheap ass download. I'm good. I'm not a collector. I'm not trying to be. Oh, they call it coroner. Oh, coroner. Also, what? Pastor. Reader the last rites. So, go on Atari. Do you remember that computer? It's in my last. I remember it vaguely. I mean, I never had one, so I don't remember it that well. But yeah, I remember it being around. I remember it was like a cool thing to have. And the Amiga as well, like the Commodore 64, and you know, they were like the cool consoles to have back in the day. Oh, duh. Oh, skin is sweating. Yeah, for years I watched the playthrough. Oh, is he gonna get Smoking Man off? Is he gonna do it though? Amstrad, yeah, we had an Amstrad actually. I don't remember which model, but we did have an Amstrad and a Sinclair. Yeah, my sister used to play games more than me back in the day. Dragon Slayer or Dragon Slayer. It was Dragon's Lair. Yeah, great memory, bro. Oh, is he? Oof, oof, oof. Oh. Mulder dropped a bomb. Man, look at that calm look. Look at that calm look. Oh, the Smoker Man get it. Oh, it's over. Oh, sex. Yo. Oh. Smoker Man got. Section Chief got. Mulder just dropped a bomb. Nah. Oof. Oh, my mistake. It's been a while. Right. You know, there was a game called Dragon Slayer, though. There actually was a game from 1984 called Dragon Slayer. So, yeah. Maybe not the one you were talking about, but that game did exist as well. Oh, really? Okay, gonna have to look into that then. See if they fall into that cheap ass category that I'm looking to get into. Oh, it was Molded Lion. Oh, maybe not. It was awful. For a CDI as well. Might be worth a lot to the right person. I mean, with Philips CDI was a short-lived console, but I never had one. But apparently there were some games in it that a lot of people still cherish, like a what, Sonic CD or something like that, wasn't it? Or there was some Sonic game on it. I don't think it was Sonic CD. Sonic CD was for the Mega CD, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But there was, I'm sure there was a Sonic game for the CDI, for the Philips CDI. But yeah, apparently, I mean, from what I'm hearing, that people like some of the games in it. So yeah, might be. Like the Dreamcast, short-lived but well-loved. Well, I don't know if it was that well-loved as a Dreamcast, but you know. Well, that was an interesting episode now, wasn't it? Damn, man, there was some bombs dropped and people got. Smoking Man got. Blevins got. Scully survived. But Smoking Man's body was taken. Apparently, there was no body found, but there was way too much blood loss. But it's a blood fake where... And that's so they're assuming it's his. Maybe somebody replaced the blood, but we definitely saw him get shot, and we definitely saw him drop. So he got. Whether he's actually dead or not, I guess we have to wait and see. But man got. Barbarian for the Atari ST. Yeah, the best box art ever. Oh, you know, box art back in the day was so epic, wasn't it? That was like a mafia. Oh, for real? Yeah, like a mafia movie, like something like Goodfellas or something. In fact, you know that scene in Goodfellas where everybody just got like after there was the Lufthansa heist, and they just see everybody just getting got because like Robert De Niro, was it Robert De Niro? I can't remember. One of the characters just wanted to like, you know, clean house, make sure nobody could talk, and he just like went around and took care of everybody. Yeah, it was just like that, like bang, got. Just like that. Yeah, exactly like that mafia movie. I like that episode. That was cool. That was really cool. I'm gonna get the next episode of Zero. It's called The Unusual Suspects. Start it in a moment. Let's get it ready on Zero for now. Start it in just a little bit. He was found in the back of a meat truck posing. Yeah, I'm gonna peek that back. Alright. You know that scene though, where in Goodfellas, where you know, like that guy's in the back of a meat truck and just everybody's getting taken care of. Everyone, you know, I'm sure it was Robert De Niro's character, but he's just taking care of everybody. The song that's playing during that whole scene is from a song called, the music rather that's playing that in that whole scene is from a song called Layla by Eric Clapton, and it's maybe like the last like 2-3 minutes of the song, because the song is actually quite, you know, it's like a rocky kind of like, you know, guitars now, like Layla, you got me on my, like it's a very kind of rock and roll song, but the last like 2-3 minutes of it is that piano, because like the song really goes from that rock and roll and it just switches to like this kind of piano, dun, 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 like that. But that's the bit they use in Goodfellas. But it worked so well for that scene. You know, it works so well for that scene when we just see everybody just getting taken care of. You know, like everyone's cleaning the house. You know, when he tells them like, don't draw attention to yourself, don't spend the money. Some of them couldn't help themselves. I love that film. It's a great movie, based on a true story, actually. So, but the lives people live, man. I don't sleep, so I think it's a true story. I think it was real deep. Yeah, I've seen Sleepers. I can't remember if that was based on a true story or not, but yeah, I've seen it. The score in Goodfellas was amazing. The film was Martin Scorsese, Magnum Opus. Magnum Opus, does that mean best movie? Magnum, because the only Magnum I know is like the ice cream. I'm pretty sure that's not what you're talking about. But I think I've heard the phrase Magnum Opus before. It's something to do like your best work. There we go, Magnum Opus, a work of art, musical literature that is regarded as the most important or best work that an artist, composer, or writer has produced. Ah, got it right. I got it right. Joe Pesci, yeah, man. He was mad in that film, wasn't he? The way he took out Billy Bathgate, Billy Baths. I can't remember the dude's name. That's a long time since I've seen, so I can't remember everybody's name. But the way they like, you know, he took him out, but it turned out, you know, he was a made man, and you can't mess with a made man. Even if that made man is an arsehole, you just can't mess with a made man like that. And there were the rules. But you know what though? The scene where Joe Pesci's character gets got, that was brilliant, because they told him that he was going to be made, right? And they were all kind of happy for him. And if you notice, they took him to their house and they opened the door, and right away, that's when he knew it was a setup. But that's when he knew what was happening, because you remember he was like, ah, and it's like, I guess if you're not a mafia guy, there's certain things you wouldn't necessarily know. But because, like, I guess he saw, you know, the house was empty. I'm assuming it's because the house was empty. But it was something that he saw, or didn't see, rather, when they opened the door. And he was like, no, this is not it. And there was like, bang. But that was brilliant, because they didn't explain exactly what it was. I'm assuming it's because it's the empty house. I'm assuming that. But they never explained exactly why he knew. But as soon as they opened the door, whatever he saw or didn't see, he just knew right away, you know, that he's been set up, he's been got, and it was just like bang, and it was over, just like that. And that's that. As I say to Jimmy, that was it. Robert De Niro's character is Jimmy. He goes, well, say to him on the phone, he's like, that's that, and that's that. It's a matter of fact, and that's that. Patient one's Scorsese collaboration. It's always amazing. So true. You know, yeah, because he could. Billy Bats. Yeah. Billy Bats. Yeah, Joe Pesci, Martin Scorsese. I mean, they did Goodfellas. They did Casino. What else they do? I mean, they did. A bunch of films I can't remember right now. Was it The Man Who Paints Houses or something like that? Dragon's Lair. Don Bluth presents Dragon's Lair. Yeah, I've seen it on Steam. I'm gonna add this to my wish list. £8.50. It's a little bit higher than my below £5, but you know, I might be able to stretch to £8.50. I might be able to stretch to that. Let me add this to my wish list. There's a wish list button. There we go. And while we're at it, let's look up Dragon Slayer, see if that's there. Well, there is a game called Dragon Slayer on Steam from 2019, so that's not the 1984 one. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Dragon's Lair from 1983 is there, so. Yeah, I had them boxing skills, The Irishman. That was it, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah, The Irishman. It was a Netflix film, yeah, Raging Bull. Martin Scorsese, Joe Pesci, and Robert De Niro. Alright, let's get this next episode started. This is a fun episode of today. It is called The Unusual Suspects. So hopefully y'all ready on 0, because here comes the countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. 1989. Who remembers 1989? I was 4.99. If you were 4 in 1989, I think you could remember some things, right? At 4 years old. Like, I know you won't have like full clear memories from 4 years old, but I feel like you can remember some stuff, right? Like very basic memories. Like, I feel like my earliest memories, I can remember stuff when I was like 3. Like, it's very vague and very unclear, but I feel like I do remember stuff from when I was about 3 years old. Like, I can remember being in nursery, and I can remember things like the teacher having a watch that had the Roman numerals on it. So it's like very kind of, what's the word, sparring? I don't know if that's the right word, but it's very kind of like unclear, disjointed memories, but I do feel like I remember certain images from when I was like 3 years old. I remember nap times as well. We had nap times. But yeah, aside from that, I guess you're not remembering like much details of like what's happening in the world or anything like that, and you're not remembering too much about what's going on or even around you. Oh, they got caught. It's good. Life is in Crackdown as a deep on Evan Ross. The Haze Channel was in that one. Fair hair. Only Jacob on the train. On the arrow for his role in Raging Bull. De Niro, Homicide Unit, Baltimore. Alright, here's a question, and I guess this is more for like people who watch boxing. But which actor do you think has played the most realistic looking boxer? You know, wait, let me rephrase. I'm not sure I said that right. But which actor do you think which actor who's played a boxer do you think did it in the most convincing way where you can believe they could be a real boxer, if that makes sense? Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure I'm explaining my question right. Hopefully you kind of get what I'm trying to say. But like, which actor do you think has played a boxer in a way that was so good that you felt they looked like they could be a real boxer? Of course, we know they're not real boxers and they'll get destroyed in the actual match, but at least on the film, they looked like they could be like a real boxer. James going for Robert De Niro. Brax is think of a couple. Okay, who you got, Brax? Always thought Rocky was a real boxer. I wish Rocky was a real boxer. That'd been epic. I remember my mum had more jumpers. I remember my nana, granddad's house being very brown. I remember them. And my mum kicking my dad out. Other than that, nothing. Yeah, it's just little memories, isn't it? Like, but the thing is, it's like these little memories that you have, but it's like you can't always like piece them together in terms of when exactly they happened or which order they even happened in. Sylvester Stallone is actually in the Boxing Hall of Fame for his role as Rocky. Oh, really? Awesome. I mean, to be fair, the Rocky movies probably did a lot for boxing as a sport. When you think about it, like, they probably got a lot of people interested in boxing who might not have been interested normally. So, yeah. But I do feel like Michael B. Jordan in the Creed movies, I feel like he looks like he could have been a real boxer in those movies. Like I know he trained quite hard for those films, and in the films themselves, like the way he's moving in those films, you know, I feel like he looked like he could be a real boxer. He looked realistic for me. But if I had to pick one, oof, I don't know, man. I don't know. Definitely have to give it some thought. Like I feel like Michael B. Jordan's definitely up there. Let me see if I can think of one that might top that though. Jake Gyllenhaal in that movie he did. I forget what it's called, but he did a movie where he played a boxer. He looks really good in that. Southpaw, yeah, that's the one, yeah. Rocky and Apollo looked real. That was a great fight, wasn't it? Yeah, like physically, he looked the part for sure. De Niro did 3 boxing matches. Definitely promoted the sport, I guess. De Niro and Stallone are in a movie called Grudge Match where they both play boxers. I'm not seeing the film, so I don't know what happens in it, but I believe they both play boxers that fight each other. But well, Rocky versus Raging Bull. Just about to say his name. Will Smith portrayed. Yeah, who's good? Yeah. A lot of muscle to look like Ali. Yeah. but do you want to help her though?
Great graphics, gameplay. There's a lot of reflex training. Gameplay 2 is even more special.
That was one of them ones. But my old man finger's gonna be too much, not enough for it then.
Chris was compassion. Saying about. Stay standard as the graphics are actually for.
You know what? I don't know if I'd agree with that actually, because like, I mean, yes, of course, it's fair to say that graphics have improved a lot in the last, 40 years it's been released, right? Of course, but I think when you're looking at like an old school game. I mean, you can't, well, you can, but it feels like judging its graphics by today's standards seems like counterintuitive because, of course, it was made back in, 1983 or whatever it was, right? So, like, even though, yes, games look better now, knowing that that game was made in the 1980s, I think you can still say it has great graphics. Like, sure, looks all janky and pixelated or whatever, but it still has great graphics. Like that was made at a time when that was the best you can do. Well, I assume it was. I ain't played it, so. But yeah, I still think it's fair to say that a game has great graphics, even though like. Featuring Shane the Punisher. It's amazing first time. AverMedia. Don't do it, John. Don't do it. What's your favorite Rocky movie? I like Rocky 4. Rocky 4? Yeah, that's one with Drago. My favorite would be Rocky 3. With Clubber Lang. Mulder, you know. Mulder's that psychotic ex-boyfriend. Oof. Test. +4, never back down. Let me see, +4. Oh, the other ones maybe. Yeah, I think I've seen Never Back Down a while back though. Never Back Down, I think, is the one with Van Damme. Is that like Van Damme says a bad guy in that? Q4, there you go. That's those are times. Jacob, don't listen. There was so much testosterone exuded from that movie. I mean, that's one where he's chasing a chicken around to train when he goes to Russia. He's running in the snow, running up the mountain. And you got Ivan Drago training with all like their fancy facilities and all the treadmills and everything else. Is this set before they knew Mulder then or something? Like, because they act like they don't know him. So this is how he met the lone soldiers, the lone wolves or something. I remember seeing him and Nick back then. I don't know. They were one of my favorite lines, and they always would be the best. You gotta take out the best. Yeah, I think that's the one. I might be mixed up with a different movie. I know there was a movie that you made way back, around about that time, like where it was one of his very early movies where he played the bad guy. I think it's Never Back Down, but I might have to double check to be sure. But yeah. Van Damme's in a movie from like 80 something, like early 80s, early to mid 80s, where he played a bad guy. Don't listen, you don't watch movies, Jacob. To go there. Jacob is not fulfilling his big brother duties. Big Doug. New Year's resolution is to watch Monsters and listen more. Is that your way of saying you're never going to do it though? one and all.
One breaks, resolution, sync with tradition, and you don't do shit.
Yeah, Jake is like, yeah, I'll do it. I think Jake was going to watch Masters when I bring the milk. Your Kung Fu is the best.
He's trying to do one out of the two monsters is a piece of cake.
Exactly, exactly. All you gotta do is put it on, sit down, and let the movie do what it does.
My Amazon Prime,
Easiest pie, exactly. That's the attitude to have.
yes, but it's you.
No faith, man. Little sister got no faith in little Jake's. One too many disappointments. Uh-oh. They be trying to help the wrong girl.
Even I'm getting tired now. If you men never retreat, never surrender.
That could be it. To be honest, I really don't remember the title that clearly, but that could be it then, yeah. I mean, I have to look it up, but yeah, that could be it. But yeah, one of Van Damme's early movies, like early mid-80s.
No idea. I was meant to bring that milk back either.
I mean, well, that's fair. That's fair. No Retreat, No Surrender, yeah. That's the movie. No Retreat, No Surrender. 1985.
So crap. So many comments. Sure. That's maybe right. Yes. It came out. Yeah, what's what intro music sounds like? Open me. Those little tank combat game. So I'm Dreamcast and that's as well. 85, yeah. The 90s, that was AverMedia was the golden age of action movies. There was definitely some great movies during that time for sure. But a lot of the American action movies at the time were kind of like these martial arts type movies. So you had stuff like the No Retreats, No Surrenders, and you know, Best of the Best, and you know, American Ninja, and well, at least that's a lot of the stuff I was watching anyway. I don't know if that's the popular stuff. American Ninja was awesome. American Ninja, Michael Dudikoff, and Steve James, rest in peace. They made like 5 American Ninja movies. And they're all just terribly brilliant. They're gonna go along with this girl? Nah. Oh man. Banger Power Station. We fight for love. We fight for love. Michael Dudikoff for the win. Yeah, man. This episode is an effort to get through. It's kind of interesting, kind of weird, but yeah. I mean, I like that they do an episode that doesn't focus on Mulder and Scully. I feel that's a cool thing to do. And especially with these characters who don't get a lot of screen time. So it's kind of cool that they did that, but yeah, they might maybe have a bit more interesting story though. Oh, this is I'm tired. I think to be fair though, they had like a banging episode and for episode 2. And it got 25 or 24 episodes for the season. You know, not all of them are gonna be good, right? They're gonna have some filler, and you probably don't want to have 2 like really good episodes right next to each other. So, well, I mean, we'll see. These seasons are long. This is back in the days where seasons were like 20+ episodes. I should put her old tooth out. Was there a chip on her tooth or something?
It's gonna be really hard to pull your own tooth out though. Like, I mean, I can't imagine like that's something you could just do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even talking about the physical strength to do it. Of course, you have the physical strength to do it, but it's like pulling your own teeth out. Like, the amount of pain that you would be in that you have to fight for, especially like there's what, no anesthetic or whatever. Just put something in the mouth and yank your own teeth out. Like, I don't know, man. That seems like you'd be screaming a lot trying to do something like that. As you're trying to say, she's so much of a badass, she can put her own teeth out and barely feel it. And do I think that X-Files has aged well? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but I mean, it's not bad. I think, yeah. I'm sure there's some stuff in here that probably didn't age so well, but overall, yeah, seems alright. Why government conspiracy to search? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, definitely government conspiracy stuff is things that, I mean, that's probably like an evergreen story, isn't it? There's always going to be some kind of mistrusting governments because, well, they're always going to do things that make us mistrust them. Oh, guns firing. Shots fired. Shots fired. I think like Haze areas. Time, the quality of certain episodes has not been great, but overall it has aged pretty well, in my opinion. Right. Just took off and left them. It's clear. Oh, Mr. X. So he had met Moda before then. Distorted voices, Moda groans. Are those aliens, or he's just like not seeing well? Oh man, I'm just stretching. I'm just stretching. Oh. Oh man. Oh, they clean up real good. I actually ran about 3 miles today, over 3 miles, and walked maybe another 4.5 or 5 miles today. So yeah, a lot of leg activity. You ain't gonna do it. Probably should have popped them though. Just saying. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying. Lone Wolf McCade. And that's how they got their name. You guys think X-Files deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore TV drama series? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, it did get pretty lame towards the end, so probably not. Maybe if they ended it after like season 4 or 5 or something, maybe. But yeah, probably not. I mean, to be fair though, I mean, despite the fact that it didn't end well, at least as far as I understand, I didn't see a lot of the later episodes, but it seems like it didn't really end well. It is still a very popular show, and I think it definitely did have its hardcore fan base that watched it constantly, even the stuff that sucks horribly. Could have been a film too, but might not have been in competition with Jurassic Park. Hip hip hooray.
confiscating his license right in front of him. The cheek. Glasses on. Knocking people over. So we're up to Susan. They kill her or something. I guess we'll find out though. Don't answer it. Oh, what's going on? They're gonna get her. Oh, this is they got her. Mr. X. Oh. You want the truth. Oh, and this is how it all started, huh? Well, a little bit of an insight into Mulder and the X-Files and how that started and the lone gunman and all right, I can dig it. I can dig it as a kind of a filler episode, you know. Bit of a schlock, but is that a word, schlock? But you know, I can dig it. I can dig it.
But yeah, that is the last episode of today. Next week it's 4, 5, and 6. But this is officially the beginning of the end, guys. As once we get through season 5, we go back down to 1 stream a week. That should be first or second week in January. But yeah, the beginning of the end, guys. The beginning of the end. But yeah, I liked that episode. It's a bit of a drag, but I liked it. I liked it overall. You know, kind of an interesting kind of take, interesting kind of insight to how the whole thing kind of got started, or at least in this regard. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, let me come over here and take these off my ears. Oof. And just chat for a little bit while we wrap up, or get ready to wrap up. I've not seen the movie Killer with Michael Fassbender. I know it's on Netflix. Came I think a couple of weeks back, and yeah, no, it looks really interesting. Another film on Netflix called They Leave Us Behind or something. It looks really interesting as well. But no, I haven't seen them. But yeah, and I have to try and make time for that. It looks pretty good. Directed by David Fincher. Great movie. Okay, nice. I was kind of wondering though, like, if it's based on. There's an old film called L'Assassin, which I haven't seen, by the way, but it's kind of a popular French film, L'Assassin, and it was remade as The Killer by John Woo. And also remade as Léon by Luc Besson. It's just been remade a few times actually, and I was wondering if it's based on that. But I haven't seen L'Assassin, so I wouldn't I wouldn't know. But I should probably see that as well one day, because I've seen a couple of films that's based on it, and both of those films are fantastic. So I should probably watch L'Assassin. But yeah, and I haven't seen The Killer. I do want to see The Killer. Just gotta try and make time for it. But yeah, there's that, The Killer, Michael Fassbender, and what's the other film that Netflix got? Oh, Uncharted, by the way, is on Netflix right now. I've not watched that yet. Oh wait, no, the other film, I thought that's not out until December. Sorry, my bad. I'm confused. But yeah, there's a film. It's not out till December, so that's not even on Netflix yet. But there's a film coming to Netflix in December called like Leave Something Behind. Oh, I can't remember, but it looks pretty cool. Leave the World Behind, that's it. It's called Leave the World Behind. It's based on the French graphic novel series The Killer. I really want to watch Uncharted because I was a big fan of the game. Yo, Big Ball! Big Ball! In the pool, how is you? I don't know what it's about. I've just seen posters around on buses, and I think it looks interesting from the posters. Like literally, I've not seen any trailers or anything like that. I just thought it looked interesting from the posters, and if the posters don't even show much, it's just people looking up. That's it. It's different people looking up. Like there's a poster for each individual character, and it's looking up. You know, like, but it's got Mahershala Ali in it, and Julia Roberts is in it, and Ethan Hawke. But yeah, I was sold on the poster. Literally, I was just sold on the poster. I was like, all right, that was really interesting. I want to see that. I want to see that. It could be very apocalyptic. I mean, it's called Leave the World Behind, so I mean, could be very apocalyptic. But yeah, so many movies, so little time. Let's see. The creator. Okay, yeah. You have 2004 film Talk. Was my. I'll watch it over and over. Not sure I've heard of a film called Talk. I mean, what do they talk about in that movie? You know, I'm trying to figure out something actually, because you mentioned that The Killer is based on a French graphic novel. I'm just wondering if that film, L'Assassin, was based on that same book, but I'm not sure I'm finding this movie on the thing right now. So let me go to by the way, well, no, it's buried in this somewhere. I ain't gonna get it right now. But yeah, there's a film called The Killer by John Woo from 1989. If you've not seen that film, that is a great film that I can highly recommend. Action-packed, great story. That's one of my favorite films. Like when I first started like getting into films in a big way, that was amongst the first films I watched. And yeah, awesome film. The Killer by John Woo, starring Chow Yun-fat and Danny Lee. Apparently it was remade by John Woo. Doesn't say the year it was remade though. Interesting. Alright, let me see something. I'm trying to see something here. Trying to see something, man. Okay, wait a minute. I think I made a mistake. So the film's not called L'Assassin, it's actually called Le Samouraï. I made a mistake. I messed it up. So it's a French film called Le Samouraï, is what those films are based on. Not L'Assassin, it's called Le Samouraï. Now let's see here. Is Le Samouraï based on a book? There's a lot of films that reference Le Samouraï. Ghost Dog,
7, Leon. No Country for Old Men. Yeah, this inspired a lot. So yeah, I think I really should see this movie. I really should see this movie, Les Samurai. Let's see. Les Samurai from 1967. So the only way you can get it was on DVD or Blu-ray. £18 to get it on Blu-ray, or £7 on DVD, or you can pay £50 to get it on VHS tape. Man, I'm just trying to watch a damn movie. Just trying to watch a damn movie. People pay money for these things, man. It's crazy. Well, anyway, one of the films I watched for 24 hours for prize money would be either Resident Evil Retribution or Forever Purge. When you say 24 hours, you mean like on repeat for 24 hours? Like just watch the movie, start again on repeat, watch the movie all over again on repeat, watch the movie all over again on repeat for 24 hours. Is that what you mean? I think you'd fall asleep doing something like that. It'd be very tiring and difficult to pay attention after a while. Like, no matter how good a movie is, if you're just watching it back to back, you'd eventually just be like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired and I need to close my eyes. I don't know if I'd ever commit to watching a movie on repeat for 24 hours. I might like a movie a lot, but sitting down and watching a film for 24 hours sounds like a drag, to be honest with you. I feel like part of the enjoyment of a film is allowing yourself to digest it. Like if you watch a film again, oh, what's going on? Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you watch a film again too soon after you've watched it, I feel like you kind of lose something. You know, and I've done that, by the way, to be fair. Like, I've done that. I did that with like RoboCop back in the day. I used to just watch that over and over again, over and over again. And eventually, you've seen it so many times, like, it doesn't become a bad movie, but I do feel like you're not really taking it in after a while, or at least not in any kind of conscious way, you know. So I do feel like, ideally, the best way to enjoy movies is to watch it, give it some time, give it a day or two, give it like maybe 2-3 days at least, and then watch it again. You know, allow yourself to kind of absorb it, think about it, digest it. You know, really kind of let it seep in.
and then watch it again. I feel like if you watch it too soon, you know, I mean, I don't know, different folks, different strokes, I guess, but yeah, I don't think I'd want to watch a film over and over again. Not for definitely not for 24 hours anyway. If I ever did that, maybe like I might watch it again like right away and like watch it 2 times in a row, 2 or 3 times in a row, maybe like 4 times at the most if it's a shorter film. But I don't think I'd ever want to watch a film for 24 hours non-stop. That'd be that sounds like a drag. Let's get to 7 or 8 hours of sleep before the challenge. Yeah, well, the thing is, to be up for 24 hours is quite tough, and if you're sitting down, it's even tougher. You know, like to be awake in a state where your body isn't moving, because you know what happens with sleep. To fall asleep, you need to be rested, right? And so when you lie down in bed, you know, what you're doing, your body is resting. You're bringing your heart rate down so you could rest and fall asleep. So if you're watching a movie and you watch it over and over again, and you kind of just sitting down, your body's rested. Like, for better or worse, your body is rested. And there's a point where you've seen it, especially if you're watching it multiple times like that, your brain's kind of like not really taking it all in anymore. So like you're mentally not really engaged after a while, and your body is in a state of rest. So like, yeah, I feel like doing stuff like that. If you're gonna be up for 24 hours, you need to be moving. Like, you need to be standing up, you need to be active. To be sitting down for 24 hours, I mean, you might even get cystic fibrosis doing stuff like that, to be honest with you. Like, if your blood's not flowing through your legs properly, so you might just end up damaging your nerves trying to sit down for 24 hours. So yeah, you need to be standing up, you need to be active, you need to be moving. You know, at the very least, get like a treadmill, like a walking treadmill, put that in front of it, put it in front of the TV, get on that and use that for a little while you're doing a challenge. But yeah, to sit down for 24 hours, nah, I feel like that's probably not even safe. That's probably not even safe to be sitting down for 24 hours. Yeah, that sounds like you're gonna do yourself some damage, actually. And some of your favorite snacks is even worse. I'm not even eating good food, you know. I'm not even eating like nutritious food, just eating snacks. Bruh. If the lack of blood flow doesn't kill you, then all those snacks are just gonna make you fat. You're gonna get up after 24 hours with like poor blood circulation, gains like, I don't know, like 5 pounds or whatever, 10 pounds or whatever it works out to. Braxton gonna be having a Dunlap syndrome. You know what Dunlap syndrome is, by the way? It's when your belly Dunlap over your belt. If you know where that's from, yeah, I wish that was my joke. It's not, but if you know where that's from, big up to you. I watch movies. That's over 4 hours, and yeah, letting the movie sink in is a good way to go. Being there and longer, yeah, for sure. Let it sink in, man. Watch it, give it a little while. Let it sink in. You'll think about it. Think about what you watched. Think about what it meant. But yeah, to watch the same movie on repeat for 24 hours straight. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a bad idea for a challenge. But hey, each their own. Each their own. I don't think it's a good idea. But hey, if they're paying you, I guess why not try it? But you best be careful. I'm just saying, if you are gonna do anything like that, make sure you are standing up. Make sure you're moving around, because yeah, you cannot sit down for 24 hours. That sounds dangerous to me. In fact, let me see what happens actually. We've got the internet right in front of me. What happens if you sit down for 24 hours? It is false. Excessive sitting slows the metabolism, which affects your ability to regulate blood sugar and blood pressure. The metabolism, and metabolize fat, and may cause weaker muscles and bones. Research on astronauts in the early 70s found life in zero gravity was linked to accelerated bone and muscle loss and aging. So yeah, you do not want to be sitting down for 24 hours, dude. You do not want to be sitting down for 24 hours. Make sure you get up, make sure you walk around. Sitting or lying down for too long increases your risk of chronic health problems such as heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers. Too much sitting can also be bad for your mental health. Being active is not as hard as you think. Oh, they're just throwing shade at that point. It's not as hard as you think. They're just throwing shade. They didn't need to say that. They didn't need to say that. They could have just said the first bit. They didn't need to say that. It's not as hard as you think. They're just throwing shade right now. But yeah, you know, you don't want to be sitting down for that long, man. Come on, you got to get up. If you're going to do that kind of challenge, make sure you stand up. Make sure you walk around. Make sure you shake your legs, all that stuff. Make sure your blood is flowing properly. And don't just be eating snacks. Make sure you eat like proper food as well. You need to eat proper food, not just crisps and chips. And you need to eat proper food. And speaking of that, I'm gonna check out the new Haunted Mansion and a couple of others I got on I'll add to my list. Yeah, I don't recommend it for health reasons, but I've been awake for a lot longer and yeah, sitting down for the most part. Now, how did that affect you then, Dan, when you did that, when you was awake for more than 24 hours and sitting down for a large part of it? How did that affect you, if you don't mind saying? Because I mean, like, you can be up for more than 24 hours, and I mean, it's not recommended, sure, but it's doing it once isn't going to make any kind of major, give you any kind of major health issues, as long as you're not doing that sort of thing too often. But being like awake for say 25, 26 hours and then going to bed then, you know, and not repeating it anytime soon, you're probably going to be fine. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be staying up like that on a regular basis, because that'll probably mess you up a little bit. And a year or two ago, for people to extra money, they could watch 5 or 6 horror movies while wearing a heart monitor. See, that's something I can do. I'll watch a horror movie while wearing a heart monitor. I can do that. I mean, I wear a heart monitor pretty much all day, every day anyway, so it's like, whatever. Whatever. Ain't nothing that I don't normally do, so I'll do that. I'll let people pay me to watch 5, 6 horror movies. I'll do that. Gotta take breaks though, but I'll do it. Gotta take some breaks. You know what I mean? Get up, walk around a little bit, and come back and watch the next movie. And someone watches the movie all the way. They don't have to be sitting. Well, that's alright then. That's alright. Yeah, make sure you stand up, because bruh, it increases certain risks. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in general though, it's just good to be active. Like, it's actually just good to be active in general. Like, you don't have to be like all running to the gym and or doing big weights and, you know, running 5K. You don't gotta go mad with it, but it's just good to be physically active. Like, make sure you're moving your body on a daily basis, you know, whether that's cleaning the house or helping out with things, or, you know, just general stuff that you can do, gardening if you have a garden, you know, stuff like that. It's just good to make sure that your body stays active. Because we're meant to move, man. We're meant to be moving. You gotta rest, of course. You gotta rest. You gotta take your breaks. You gotta sleep. You gotta do all that, but you gotta try and make sure you're moving too. Same here. Maybe you won't get much reactions from me because I love her and because I'm real chill. When I got my blood pressure checked a couple of years back, I was told very calm person. Make sure you stretch. Oh yes, that's a good one as well. Stretch. That helps with the bones, helps with the joints, and yeah, helps with your blood flow as well. Gotta stretch. Stretching is good. Make sure you stretch all out. Keep your joints loose. But yeah, speaking of resting, it is about that time, guys. It is about that time. So the next live stream should be on Thursday now. Thursday, the whatever day that is. This Thursday in a couple of days, playing some more Zelda, Zelda Breath of the Wild. So yeah, that'd be from 8 p.m. GMT. If you can join me for that, that'd be awesome. That'd be swell. Other than that, yeah, I might post it. In fact, yeah, I should have. Well, I've got a bunch of old videos coming out. You know, I'm posting a bunch of old stuff on the channel. But also got a new video that I recorded today that I set to go live tomorrow. So look out for that. It was just me rambling for about 20 minutes. But if you could spare 20 minutes to watch me ramble about certain things, then that'd be appreciated. What else? Yeah, next week continue with the X-Files episodes 4, 5, and 6. That's the plan for next week. Movie night next week is The Devil's Rejects, which is on Shudder, the Shudder service. It's $4.99 per month for Shudder, unless you can get a free trial. I've already had my free trial, so I don't get another one, which sucks. Unless I don't know, I could set up like a different email address or something. You know what I mean? Get a bit cheeky with it, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the plans for next week. But yeah, guys, you've been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Felt it in my legs and went so long. Oh damn, man, that's yeah. You definitely don't want to be doing that. Oof. Been seeing the Devil's Rejects, no spoilers. Alright, yeah, no spoilers. I ain't seen it yet. We watched oh wait, did I say Devil's Rejects? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because we watched House of a Thousand Corpses a couple of weeks back. Then we went over to the Last Action Hero for Oni season. That was yesterday. So yeah, next week's Devil's Rejects. And then after that, it's the last movie in our Oni season with True Lies. Not the last Oni movie ever, of course, but the last movie for Oni season. So we would have watched every single Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from his very first movie all the way up to True Lies. That's the plan for in a couple of weeks. So yeah, look out for that. God willing, that will all be happening. But yeah, next week it's The Devil's Rejects. And then it'd be the sequels at Third from Hell or something like that. Third Hell, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, that movie. But yes, that's all to come. All to come. God willing, that's all to come. But yeah, for now, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. But guys, you've been awesome. Till whenever, if ever. Peace.